is my next report date. And then I test for my doctorate once a month. It was once a week, but I graduated to once a month. It goes once.
Drug testing,
yeah.
Random.
And no.
Coast case, People versus Sandra Law. Sandra Law, not here. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond 5,000. 10% on that. That warrant will issue June 7th, 2024. Court calls case People versus Margaret Woodman. Good afternoon. What's your name?
Margaret Woodman.
All right, Ms. Woodman, you are before the court on a misdemeanor complaint or citation that alleges that on or about September 15, 2022, at the location of 4790 Washtenaw Avenue, Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, that you were in the possession of drug paraphernalia. You understand the nature of that charge, ma'am?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, that's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $100 or $500 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. First question I have for you is, do you want to be represented by an attorney?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, this is a public defender case.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pig for Ms. Woodman. We would waive any further reading, stand mute, and ask the court to set a PR bond as well as a pretrial date.
Defendant name waive formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter a not guilty plea. Pretrial in this matter will be adjourned to June 26, 2024, 9 a.m. as your invite indicates. I will set the defendant's bond at a $5,000 personal recognizance bond on under standard conditions, including no assaultive behavior or possession of any weapons. There's also to be no use of alcohol, recreational marijuana, or any illegal drug. You understand that? And I'm also going to order that you report over to the Department of Community Corrections for 1 time per week drug testing.
I do not live in Washtenaw County anymore.
Oh,
I live in Shiawassee County, and I'm on
I'm sorry to
probation.
hear that.
It's okay.
No, it's okay.
I'm on probation in Livingston County. I had a lot of old warrants, and I'm trying to take care of all of them. I've been sober for 7 months. I'm in a Suboxone program through Partners for the Future through U of M, and I have a
Okay.
3-month-old baby at home.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations on
Thank you.
that. So let me ask you this. You're testing in Livingston?
Yes,
You are. How often are you
I
testing?
go on the 18th of June. Is my next report date. And then I test for my doctorate once a month. It was once a week, but I graduated to once a month. It goes once.
Drug testing,
Yeah.
Random.
And no, I know when, well, it is random for probation. I never know if she's gonna test me.
Okay, you lost me there. Your probation department, do
Once a
they test you
Once a month.
once a month randomly? What are you on probation for there in Livingston?
3rd-degree retail fraud. I'm sorry, a second. I got bumped up to a second.
Got it. Okay, I'll tell you what I'll do. I won't do community corrections order. I'll just leave it at this point. Okay. And then we'll take a look at the testing. Okay. What I'd like for you to provide to the court at our next hearing is proof of the testing. So whatever paperwork you have from probation that you're testing.
Okay,
Got that?
got it.
Okay, and then I can take a look at it at that point. All right.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court calls the case, People versus Zachary DeVore.
Your Honor, Joe Simon on behalf of Mr. DeVore. Mr. DeVore, will you state your name?
Zachary DeVore.
Thank you. All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, Mr. Simon and I discussed this case several times. I believe the defendant is going to plead guilty to an added count 2 of operating while visibly impaired. If you accept that, I move to dismiss the original charge.
That's our understanding, Your Honor.
All right, very good. Sir, can you please raise your right hand? You solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, Your Honor.
State your name for the record.
Zachary Benjamin DeVore.
Excuse me. Sir, it's the court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of operating while visibly impaired. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 93 days in jail, up to a $300 fine plus court costs. The court could order any rehabilitative services or community service the court deems necessary. Court could also order your vehicle immobilized. Court order you to pay the cost of the prosecution as well as the cost of any emergency governmental services. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Understanding that, you still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you will not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to you're giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, just there was a bond from the court that I've been doing testing for 3 times a day, sir.
Right. Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, Your Honor.
of your own free will
Yes, Your Honor.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
April 5th, 2024, at the location of Washtenaw Avenue in Pittsfield Township, Washtenaw County, State of Michigan, were you operating a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Prior to operating that motor vehicle, did you consume intoxicating liquor?
Yes, Your Honor.
What'd you have and how much?
I had about 4 to 6 beers.
Okay, were you stopped by the police or was there an accident?
I was stopped by the police after traveling 9 miles over the speed limit in the left lane heading towards Ypsilanti from Ann Arbor.
Okay. Were you ultimately arrested?
After my blow test, yes, sir.
Well, you were arrested and then you went to the hospital for a blood test?
I did not go to the hospital, sir.
Okay, so there was an intoxilizer?
Yes.
All right, and what were the results?
Your Honor, there were 3 because there was a disagreement, 0.167, 0.191, 0.187.
All right. Sir, you have any reason to dispute any of those test results?
No, sir.
Taking everything into consideration on that date and at that time, do you believe that your ability to operate that motor vehicle was visibly impaired due to your consumption of alcohol?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule? Would it be proper to accept this defendant's plea?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Defendant is referred to Von Swartz for alcohol screening and assessment and the victim's impact panel. Sentencing in this matter will be July 10th, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates.
Your Honor,
All right.
Your Honor, I'm sorry, I didn't want to interrupt. My client's in Georgia right now for the summer, as you probably know, because you signed the order to allow him to be. And he's happy to attend his sentencing, if the court will permit, by Zoom in July. But he's coming back in August, probably toward the end of August, because he's going to be moving back here. He was only in Georgia for the summer. So whatever, just want to call that to the court's attention.
Back in August. What is my August? Probably give me the second one.
August 28th at 9.
28? That'd be trial week. So you think it's the 28th? All right. Sentencing August 28th, 2024, 9 a.m.
In person.
In person. I have a bond violation report. I don't know if you've seen it.
If it's the dates in May, yes, Your Honor, I have seen it, and my client and I have discussed it, and I can offer some explanation, no excuse.
What's the explanation?
My client's a server, Your Honor. He worked at the Brown Jug, another place downtown, and had hours that he was trying to pack in before the move so he could make as much money as he could. He was coming home at roughly 3:30 in the morning every morning, and he overslept on a few occasions. You'll see that, and that's not an excuse. He knows his obligations, and you'll see that within like 30 minutes, he submitted negative tests. He also ETG'd and it was negative. After his move and he's got more stable times, he hasn't had a miss, and he's testing 3 times a day.
What I will do is I'll indicate no more missed tests. Do you understand that, young man?
Yes, sir. Absolutely. No excuses.
All right, bond will continue. Thank you. Thank you. Court calls the case of the people versus Noah Vermiglio Sementanca.
Conrad Soder on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
And good afternoon, Your Honor. Josh, I apologize. Your Honor, Joshua Kaplan on behalf of Mr. Noah Vermiglio Smetanka. Noah, will you state your name for the record since we all butcher it?
Noah Vermiglio Smetanka.
Your Honor,
Exactly what I said.
today's,
That's what I heard. That's what I heard.
today's date and time set for a pretrial, Your Honor. We have talked to people.
Has he been arraigned?
Oh,
This is actually an arraignment and pretrial. So you wait formal reading, stand mute.
correct, Your Honor.
All right, defendant never wait formal reading, standing mute. Court will enter not guilty plea. All right, go ahead. As to the pretrial.
Yep, Your Honor. I believe the people are offering allow an unlicensed driver to drive. My client wishes to enter into that plea.
He doesn't have a way of clearing anything, or?
He is suspended until February of 2025 at this time from Secretary of State.
So if he takes this one, he doesn't
He does not get any further.
get any further suspensions.
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly.
That's the benefit. That's the benefit, yeah. So, Your Honor, I move to add count 2 of MCL 257.326. You accept that guilty plea, I move to dismiss the original charge.
All right. Sir, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, state your name again, please, sir.
Noah Vermiglio Smetanka.
All right. Sir, it's this court's understanding, you can put your hand down. It's this court's understanding that you're going to be pleading guilty to the charge of allowing an ineligible driver to operate a motor vehicle. That's a misdemeanor, punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $100 fine, $100 fine plus court costs. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, Your Honor.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, Your Honor.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses, to speak for you at trial, or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself, or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand all of that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you on probation or parole?
I am not, no.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, Your Honor.
You're doing this voluntarily,
Yes.
of your own free will,
Yes.
and because you believe that you're guilty of this offense?
Yes, Your Honor.
On April 27, 2024, at the location of Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, did you have custody or control of a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you allow someone who is otherwise ineligible, maybe inclusive of yourself, to operate that motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
You have, Your Honor.
All right, court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Anything you or your attorney want to say before I impose sentence?
Your Honor, just that in January, my client was on a restricted license with Secretary of State. He picked up an obstructed vision ticket and pled responsible to it, not realizing that it carried with the 2 points. That's what led to his suspension. He understands that he can't get anything on his record till February of 2025. He takes responsibility for his actions that led to this case, and we're just requesting fines and costs.
All right. Fines and costs of $250. I'll suspend 90 days in jail. When can you get that paid, young man?
I can pay that today.
Today? All right.
Yeah,
Here's what
I heard
I'm
what you
going to
said.
tell you to do. The file
Tomorrow.
won't get down today, so pay it by this Friday.
Okay, will do.
Okay? And what you can do, since you're young enough, you'll figure this out. There's a QR code on the screen.
Yep, I
If
got
you
it.
use that QR code, download it. It'll take you right to the payment site. You can get it paid.
Cool, thank you.
Court calls the case, People versus Nelisha White.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Penny on behalf of Ms. White. Ms. White, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Nelisha White.
All right, what are we doing?
Your Honor, Ms. White is going to plead to an added count 2 of 257.326.
You're right. Your Honor, I move that count 2 of 57. You accept that guilty plea?
And please raise your right hand. Yeah, the other right hand. There you go. Do you-
Make the whole day without that happening.
I know. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
State your name again for the record, please.
Nelisha White.
All right, ma'am, you can put your hand down. It's this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of allowing an ineligible driver to operate a motor vehicle. That is a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days in jail, $100 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Still wish to plead guilty?
Yes, sir.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes, sir.
Because of that, you're also giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent and not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right.
Yes, sir.
Are you on probation or parole?
No, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead guilty?
No, sir.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No, sir.
You're doing this voluntarily
Yes, sir.
of your own free will
Yes.
and because you believe that you are indeed guilty of this offense?
Yes, sir.
September 30th, 2023, at the location of Packard Road in Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan. Did you have custody or control of a motor vehicle?
Yes.
Did you allow someone who was otherwise ineligible, maybe including yourself, to operate that motor vehicle?
Yes, sir.
Counsel, have I complied with the court?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Court will accept the defendant's plea to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Ma'am, anything you want to tell me before I impose sentence?
No, sir.
Your Honor, I will say on behalf of Ms. White, if I may,
Fine.
she is before this court for an eviction. So she is dealing with some significant financial stressors. Her brother also recently passed away, and she has been working diligently to make sure that he has the proper send-off that he deserves, in coordination with her family in Jackson. So she has had a significant financial stressors.
You've got an eviction case before me now?
Yes, I just saw you last week on Thursday.
Oh, on Friday.
Friday, yes, sir.
Okay, remind me, what did we do with that?
I told you I could try to make a payment of $1,300 on the 12th, and then the attorney told me if I paid both my rents by the 21st, then I was okay.
Okay, I mean, I know we're not on that case, but is that looking like something you're gonna be able to do?
Yes, like I said, I get paid on the 12th, and then my daughter gets paid that following week.
Oh, I remember now. Okay,
Yes, sir.
I remember. Okay,
Yes, sir.
so let's do this. That's gonna clear you on your rent case. That will clear you for June. Is
Yep,
that how we're
sure.
trying to?
If-
Court calls the case of the People versus LaDisha Thomas.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Assistant Public Defender Natalie Pate on behalf of Ms. Thomas, who should be present via Zoom. Ms. Thomas, can you please turn on your camera, unmute, and state your name for the record?
LaDeja Thomas.
There she is. All right, what are we doing?
Thank you, Your Honor. There is a resolution in this matter which Ms. Thomas will be pleading guilty as charged under HIDA.
Correct, and given her age, she needs to consent to prosecution, and I do give my consent.
Young lady, please raise your right hand.
Well, I can't. Hello?
Hello?
Okay. I can hear you now.
Okay. You got your hand up? Okay. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I'm sorry, you're really low.
Can you hear me now?
That's better. Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right. Do you solemnly swear or affirm testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. State your name for the record.
LaDeja Thomas.
All right. You can put your hand down. Ma'am, it is this court's understanding that you are going to be pleading guilty to the charge of retail fraud under the Pittsfield Township Ordinance. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days and a $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Understanding that, still wish to plead guilty?
Yes.
And to that charge, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Now, you understand that by pleading guilty, you'll not have a trial of any kind.
Yes.
Because of that, you're giving up certain rights. You're giving up your right to call witnesses to speak for you at trial or to have this court compel their attendance. You're giving up your right to see, hear, and question all witnesses against you at trial. You're also giving up your right to be a witness for yourself or to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. And you're giving up your right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You understand that?
Yes.
You understand you're giving up your right to appeal of right?
Yes.
Are you on probation or parole?
No.
Has anybody promised you anything other than what's been stated here today on the record to get you to plead?
No.
Anybody threaten you or coerce you?
No.
You're doing this voluntarily?
Yes.
Of your own free will?
Yes.
And because you believe that you are indeed guilty?
Yes.
On or about December 23rd, 2021, at the location of 3825 Carpenter Road, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, what'd you do at the Meijer store that makes you think that you're guilty?
Attempted to take some items without
paying for them?
Yes.
All right. Was the store open to the public at the time?
Yes.
Did you have anybody's permission for Myers to take that property?
No.
And this property that you tried to take, was it property that was offered for sale by Meyer?
Yes.
Counsel, have I complied with the court rule?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, Your Honor.
The court will accept the defendant's plea of guilty to this offense. Defendant is referred to probation for a pre-sentence investigation and report. Sentencing in this matter will be July 10th, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your Zoom invite indicates. All right, Ms. Thomas, I'll need you to wait online a little bit. We're going to put you into a breakout room with probation intake, get the sentencing process started, okay?
Okay.
All right, thank you.
No
Thank you, Your
problem.
Honor. Thank you, Ms. Thomas.
Court calls the case, People versus Anthony Johnson.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Mr. Johnson. Mr. Johnson, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Younger.
Anthony Jerome Johnson.
Thank you.
Your Honor, Mr. Johnson believes his license is valid. We're wondering if you can run it.
I do not have a valid license on this. When did you get the license, you think?
Well, I've been had my license. This ticket thing, I didn't know that they were suspended. So I got this ticket and they said it I'm
He
sorry.
had a judgment that against him that suspended his license. He started making payments on it, and the attorney or court told him that they sent that to Secretary of State to lift that suspension. Because
when did they do that?
They gave me the paper. I sent it in on the 21st. So I know it takes a minute to go through the system.
You're running it now. All right, hang on. Let me just see if I have an old one or not. I'm still showing it as suspended because of that.
Okay.
All right, I'll
Well,
adjourn
it's
it
kind
out.
of weird.
So what I'll do is I'll adjourn this out to June 26, 2024 at 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. Okay?
Okay. I'm
All
calling
right.
them to see why it's not, why it's
Okay.
not.
All right, real good. And hopefully next time it'll be all set.
Yes, I'm coming into court next time.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Court calls the case, People versus Mercedes Mullins.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Miss Mullins. Miss Mullins, can you unmute and state your name for the record, please?
Mercedes Mullins.
Okay, I got it. What are we doing?
Your Honor, we have not had a chance to get in touch with Miss Mullins. I'd ask for an adjournment so I can speak with her.
I'll adjourn this matter to July 3rd, 2024, 9 a.m. Ms. Mullins, contact the public defender's office.
Okay, can I get the number, please?
Sure. Area code 734.
Oh, give me 1 second. Sorry.
Okay.
734.
222.
In the last 4 digits?
6970.
6970. Thank you so
All
much.
right, make
Your
sure
Honor.
to give them your name, a valid email address, and a good phone number.
Okay, no problem, Your Honor.
All righty, thank you. Court calls the case of People versus Halaru Nayaya.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. Nayaya. Please state your name for the record.
Yes, my name is Haliru Nayaya.
Okay, what are we doing?
Mr. Nayaya has registered his vehicle. So Mr. Siller has extended an offer to for Mr. Nayaya to admit responsibility to double parking.
That's correct.
And that's what you'd like to do today?
Yeah.
And if you accept that, I move to dismiss the original charge.
So you admit responsibility to the fact that on April 19, 2024, Packard Road, Pittsfield Township,
Yes, sir.
that you double parked a motor vehicle.
Yes, sir.
Court will accept that admission. Fines and cost of $180.
On that point, Your Honor, if I may. Mr. Nayaya would ask the court to consider waiving or reducing that fine. He's in a tight financial situation right now. To get his car out of towing for this case, it cost him $400. Then he had to pay all the necessary things to register the vehicle. He recently came back from Africa, where your family is, correct?
Yeah.
So he's in a tight financial situation. He would ask for the court's consideration.
$180, pay it by October 31st.
That seems like a good middle ground. October
Thank you.
31st.
That's my expertise. Pay it by October 31st. Okay, give you a few months to recuperate, get it paid. All right, thank you. Court calls the case, People versus Vicky Brideau.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Attorney Matthew Hotchkiss, on behalf of my client. Her last name is now Silbernagel. Her last name is now Silbernagel.
I like the first one. No, it was easier to pronounce. Okay, I got you. It'll go by that name. All right. And your name, ma'am?
Vicky Silbernagel.
All right. Yeah, I didn't mean to. I wasn't. No offense at either name. I didn't mean that. All right. What are we doing on this case?
Judge, can you verify the status of
her license? Let's see.
I believe it's valid.
Oh, she's valid.
Excellent.
Like way valid under both names. Actually, in the one before that. No. Anyway, go ahead. I'm sorry, ma'am. I didn't mean to say all that. All right. Yeah, no, she's valid.
So it's my understanding she's going to admit responsibility to double parking. And if you accept that admission, I move to dismiss the original charge.
That's your understanding, counsel?
That is my understanding, Your Honor. Yes.
All right. Just read all this here. You don't have her technically arraigned, do you?
No, I have it set for my.
All right, let's do this first before I take that. As to the arraignment, counsel, your client waives formal reading and stands mute.
Correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
All right, because we didn't have her arraigned, so got that taken care of. And ma'am, do you admit responsibility to the fact that seriously, February 5th, 2003?
Yep.
At location at Ellsworth Road, Pittsfield Township, Washington County, State of Michigan, that you double parked a motor vehicle.
Thank you.
All right. Court will accept that admission to count 2. Count 1 is dismissed. Fines and costs of $180. When can that be paid, ma'am?
I believe it was already paid, Your Honor. I think that
What?
How long has it been? 21 years past. That I think during that duration that she actually paid a bond of $220. So it should have been satisfied. We just asked that cost be applied to the amount.
She paid, oh boy. Yeah, she did that in 2014.
Yeah.
Under what name? No, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. I'll let it. I will let it go at some point. I really am going to let it go. Yeah, she did in 2014. It got forfeited. So she paid it, looks like September 2014. Didn't appear for a hearing December of 2014. And so the bond got forfeited. So there's no money there. I'll tell you what I'll do.
Okay, if there's no, thank you.
Don't worry about it. Here's what I'm gonna do. Because I sat there and teased you all that time. I'm just gonna waive the fines and costs in their entirety. You're all set. You paid the money, it got forfeited, but whatever. All right.
Thank you. Do we need to adjust the 180 for inflation over 20 years, or is that acceptable?
Well, you didn't want me doing that because then she wouldn't have paid hardly anything. All right. You guys take care. Have a great evening.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Cases of the People versus Daryl Frederick.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Daryl Frederick, that's on 671. Bench warrant will issue for defendant failure to appear, bond 5,000. 10% privilege. That will issue immediately. Join his other warrants. Court calls the case People versus Rudy Hernandez Najera.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
This is an arraignment also. An arraignment. Do you have the alleged BAC on this?
Yes, Your Honor, it's an intoxilizer, 0.106, 0.105, no crash, traffic stop for no headlights.
Got it. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of $10,000. That'd be cash surety. That warrant will issue immediately given the nature. The court does call the case People versus Yusuf Jama. Mr. Jama, can you state your name, please?
Yes, Your Honor. Yusuf Jama.
Mr. Jama, you're here on 2 cases for arraignment. The first case, that being the case ending in 059, is the offense of operating an unregistered vehicle. Do you understand the nature of that charge, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
That is alleged to have occurred on or about April 22nd, 2024, Carpenter Road. That's a misdemeanor punishable by up to 90 days, $500 fine plus court costs. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. The other charge, court does call the case of People versus Raymond King.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perny on behalf of Mr. King. Mr. King, please state your name for the record.
Name is Raymond James King.
Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, I'm requesting an adjournment. We just got the videos on this file. I would like to review those.
July 3rd, 2024, 9 a.m. Whereas your invite indicates, bond will continue. Thank you, sir. Court calls case People versus Shanetta Prescott.
Conrad Siller on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Kearney on behalf of Ms. Prescott. Is she on Zoom, Your Honor?
She is, I have name. Miss Prescott?
Yes, Shanita Prescott, I'm
Yeah.
here.
You have a camera?
Hold on, I'm trying to, I'm here.
Okay, there she is. Okay, I got her. Okay, what are we doing?
Ms. Prescott, is your license valid?
No,
Okay.
it's
Well, then
not.
I'd ask for,
It's not. It's
I'd
not
ask for an
because I
adjournment.
tried to get the. I was trying to get something. Like I said, me and my kids were homeless for a year. So then I went from being able to pay this stuff to paying $1,470 in rent, and I'm just in a financially, I just don't have it right now.
Okay. I'll adjourn the matter to July 17th, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. Let's see what you can get done between then and now, or now and then, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right. Court calls the case, People versus Felicia Roberson.
Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Ms. Roberson. Ms. Roberson, can you unmute and state your name for the record? On Zoom.
She's not in.
I did speak with her. She said she'd be here, Your Honor. I don't have an explanation for her failure to appear today.
Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond 5,000. 10%. This time, this warrant will issue immediately. Calls case, People versus Nathan Ryans.
Alright, so on behalf of the township.
Public Defender Natalie Pate for Mr. Ryan, because of you too.
Yes, I'm here.
Got it.
Hello.
Hello. He's iPhone 1. Okay, what are we doing?
Your Honor, we are respectfully requesting a 3 to 4 week adjournment of this matter.
Is he trying to get his license back?
That is my understanding.
Yes, I just have to pay an $800 fee for an accident I was in just to get my license back, and I'm handling other court cases as well. Trying to be low at the time because I'm in the library. Trying to go outside as we speak.
July 17th, 2024, 9 a.m. That'd be the last adjournment.
Understood, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you.
Calls case, People versus Antonio Solomon Pickens.
Alright, so on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Solomon Pickens.
I don't have it.
I don't have an explanation for his failure to appear today, Your Honor.
I figured. Bench warrant will issue for defendant's failure to appear. Bond will be set in the amount of 5,000. Give a 10% privilege that will issue immediately. Court calls the case of the People versus Nicholas Stocker.
Alright, so on behalf of the township.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Stocker. I don't think Mr. Stocker's here either, Your Honor. I know that he was at the last part he was in treatment. He did contact our office saying he was in treatment and it was adjourned because of that. However, since then, I don't know what treatment center he's at. I have not been able to get in touch with him regarding this court case.
5,000 bench warrant, 5,000, 10%. That warrant will issue immediately. Court calls the case, People versus Ahmed Yusri.
Alright, so on behalf of Pittsfield Township.
I messed that up.
Good afternoon, Assistant Public Defender Lauren Perry on behalf of Mr. Yusri. Can you please state your name, sir?
Ahmed Yusri.
Okay.
I have spoken with Mr. Stiller. He is approved for double parking in this case.
That is correct, Your Honor. He does have a validly registered vehicle, so he can do double parking. Except that and move to dismiss the original charge.
And sir, do you admit responsibility to the fact that on April 15th, 2024, the location of Carpenter Road in Pittsfield Township, that you double parked a motor vehicle?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, court will accept that admission to count 2, count 1's dismiss. Fines and cost of $180. When can you get that paid?
I'm paid this today, Your Honor.
Today?
Yes.
All right, what you might want to do, the file won't get down there, so you might want to wait until tomorrow. If you know how to use a QR code, there's a QR code on your screen if you swipe across, because I think you're on an iPhone or you're on a phone. Yeah. But you'll see a QR code, download that, that'll take you right to the site to make a payment.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor.
Court does call the case. People versus Chen. I think, if I got that.
For Pittsfield Township.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. Marissa Boyles, P86438 on behalf of Mr. Chen. Can you state your name for the record, please?
Chen. All right.
Your Honor, we're just asking.
I could tell she was a newer. Why? Here's why. Because she's sitting here. I'm calling the last cases and she's not barking down the throat of the staff saying, call my case. Anyway, go ahead.
I've got nowhere else to go today, Your Honor.
All right.
We're just asking for one final pretrial. There is a plea offer on the table, but he'd like to have some time to discuss it with an immigration attorney, and make sure.
Got it. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll adjourn this then. Let's go July 3rd. Give him enough time. Will that be enough time for you to get to somebody? Okay. July 3rd, 2024, 9 a.m. or as your invite indicates. All
Thank
right?
you, Your Honor.
Thank you.